Hello, hello, hello. Greetings, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. I am Alicia Barney Matahari, the Heart Whisperer. Returning subscribers, thank you for coming back. I'm so happy to have you. I'm so grateful to read for you. Visitors, welcome back. And drop-ins, newcomers, it's a pleasure to host you. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. It's truly an honor and a privilege to share your energy and to read for you. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for your comments, likes, and shares. And thank you for your donations and all the support you give me. I truly am blown away. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Today we are doing a pick a card reading, and we are asking the question, who have you impacted most significantly this lifetime? And I got this idea from Julia. It's Jewelia, I believe. I love her channel, so go over and check her out. So I'm sure each and every one of you, being the high vibing, high frequency souls that you are, have impacted many, many people. So we're specifically taking a look at today the person that most is impacted by you this lifetime that wants to come through and share that message with you. So we have 3 piles. Pile number 1, we've got this gorgeous black tourmaline, raw tourmaline. Pile number 2, we have got this raw clear quartz crystal that's in the shape of a sailboat. And pile number 3, we have got this piece of white howlite. So do your thing, pause the video if you need to, and I will be getting started with pile number 1. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So we're asking today, who is most impacted by you this lifetime? So it could be anyone. So I'm excited to see what comes out. We'll take a look at your oracle cards first, and then we'll pull some tarot cards for you. You pick this beautiful piece of black tourmaline, and as I like to say, welcome to the woo-woo, because Muggle out there is Delulu right now. Okay, so first up, you have the card of transition. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. Beautiful. It's reminding me of DNA. And I don't know if you can see the sacred geometry in the back. We've got the Merkaba and all the orbs. And it's also reminding me of the caduceus. And the if you were to draw a circle around that, the yin and the yang. So, and then together we've got 43. And together that makes 7. Which is time of evaluation, conscious evaluation. So it's reminding me of a phrase I used to hear from a teacher that I worked with. And she used to say, what did he do on Saturday? We're just past Easter when I'm filming this, but this is a timeless reading, so it will apply whenever you're guided to watch it. But on Good Friday, you know what happened there was the crucifixion. On Sunday, there was the risen. But what did he do on Saturday? So what do you do in that time of transition? It's reminding me of that. And you've also got the Singer of Transfiguration. Beautiful. And this is from Fairy Oracle deck by Brian Froud. Really gorgeous energy. And then I asked for a card for you and then a card for them to give us more detail on the messages. So for you, we've got the Dove of Peace, card number 21. How gorgeous is that? And that breaks down to a 3, which is reminding me of the Holy Trinity. I'm also seeing the dove is crowned here, and I don't know if you can, the camera is picking it up. It says be peace, but it's speckled with this beautiful blue light. The white of the dove is really, really iridescent. The dove is open in flight, and it's also wearing jewels. So for them, we've got armadillo spirit, which is also a 3. So we've got some mirroring here. And I'm feeling like as above, so below, sky and earth, air and earth. And then we've got fire here. So what I'm really feeling, so kind of to set the tone of the message, is this is somebody that you really helped, I would say, through a dark night of the soul. Someone who needed to undergo some transformation. Maybe they experienced a tower, and that the tower can be sudden change. Whether or not we wanted, the sudden change happens. So what do you do in that time? Do you go with the flow? Do you surrender? The one thing in life that's constant is change. Life is cyclical. So it's somebody that you really helped see through a period of immense, intense change. And I'm really getting, because we have the dove and bee spirit, and we've got the armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. And I'm seeing 4 earrings here. So that's giving me like clairaudient, that's giving me messages, that's giving me wisdom. It's also giving me the 4 directions of the medicine wheel and the 4 seasons, back to the cyclical, back to this period of healing. I'm also seeing in my mind the 4 of swords, which is a period of reflection. It's a period of contemplation. It's a period of healing often. I feel like this, whoever this person is, you helped them through a really difficult transition. I'm seeing this as a snake also, and they say when the snake shed its skin, I always wonder how they know, but it's painful to shed a skin. And now I'm seeing, actually, with the fire, I'm actually seeing someone, oh, this is a little bit graphic, so I'm sorry, but like, you know, your skin is the largest organ of your body. So when people experience, let's say, a lot of burn on their body, it's really, really, really traumatic. It can take a long time to get over. It can take a long time to heal from. And even though the skin is on the surface, it is an organ, and it's the largest organ. It's pervasive. It's everywhere. The snake moves also with its whole body. So whatever this was, this is a change that was in their life that permeated everything, that permeated every area of their life. It might have been like a dark night of the soul. So pulling the tarot, we've got the Hierophant and the Moon. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3 major arcana. So this was big stuff. So I feel like you were sent in by Spirit as a helper, as a guide to this person. Very divinely orchestrated. You might also, it might be somebody that you're in a commitment with even. We have also the 7 of Cups, confusion, options, choices, head in the clouds. We have the 4 of Wands, the 8 of Wands. We have the 5 of Cups, and we have the Page of Cups. So over here, I feel like it really seems to me like this was a soul contract. This is something that was sanctioned. I'm getting that from the Hierophant and from the Dove Spirit very, very strongly. Also, you know, soul lessons. So at the beginning, we've got heavy hitting energy, like big soul, stages of soul evolution, stages of soul development. The Moon is also to do with Cancer energy, which is mother. And it could be family related that they went through, or maybe it was something like they lost their their parent, but I feel it's more internal to them. I feel like it was a dark night of the soul. I feel like you helped them at a time when they were facing illusions and fears. And I'm seeing these two dogs like baying at the moon. So maybe at a time when their thoughts were really intrusive and baying at them, and you were just a peaceful energy for them to be around in a very tumultuous time. You were there when the wheel turned, and you may have even helped them turn the wheel insofar as leading by example and showing them what it's like to tap into this divine energy, to trust in spirit, to walk by faith and not by sight. I'm almost surprised that the Two of Swords didn't come out. And then very often those of us who've been through an ego death or a dark night of the soul or a Kundalini awakening, it can be really disorienting. And I'm getting that from the Seven of Cups. And then Seven of Cups is that, Seven Cups speaks to matters of the heart, and it speaks to things that we're emotionally invested in. So after this and during this time of soul evolution and immense, intense change, where this person was experiencing a lot of pain, very likely. After that, there can be this period of I'm seeing ground zero, like when the tower comes down, there's all that rubble and confusion about which direction to go, confusion about why it happened, confusion about why it had to happen, confusion about did I do something wrong. And in this, then we move into the Four of Wands, but it's stability. After all this wheel turning, confusion, different choices, stability came back into their lives. And I feel that stability was them. I'm seeing the yellow is really jumping out to me. So maybe they had a solar plexus expansion, awakening, and you were there to witness that. The Eight of Wands, the wands are moving in this direction. I'm noticing the Five of Cups, which can speak to disappointment, but he's facing this way. So I feel like they were able to powerfully overcome the disappointment. Or if they're not overcome it yet, it's on the way. The Two Cups in the background behind. This person had to mourn, had to grieve the lost cups. And again, we see 3 here. So we've got 3, 3, and 3, which is a 9, which is taking us towards a conclusion. There's still a little bit of work to do. So maybe they're not quite out of the woods yet. But there's a lot of passion and energy in healing to come to this new pages. Pages are full of potential. They might need some nurturing. They might need some containment. But ultimately, they're the start of a new mastership. Next is the Knight, where things start to take form. So they're at a new stage in life that has massive potential, or at least when you were in their life. And if you're still in their life, you were there to witness them at this stage of their life. And after that, we have the Knight when things take shape, and then the Queen, where, it's inside out kind of growing and nurturing. So a new stage of fulfillment, I'm seeing this as, after grieving what was past. So maybe even a new stage of soul growth, I want to say. I'm just getting, as we transition from the 3D to the 5D, I feel like you're a guide incarnate. And this was one of the people that you really helped navigate these changes. It could have been you could be a practitioner where you worked with somebody. We've got the three of Swords. So that's now the 4th sword. But the Swords is showing me in this instance that maybe you really helped them navigate an old belief system, that you helped they helped put it together. Maybe you introduced them to the esoteric. Maybe you introduced them to the galactic. Maybe they were very materialistic and you introduced them to the spiritual. Either by your way of being or by example, or formally, because it's possible you came in as a formal guide. And then we've got 7 on 7, 7 of Pentacles. So they have been putting the work in. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So based on the inspiration, the aspiration, the support that you have given them, and we've 7 on 7, they have put in a significant amount of work to get them through. They're almost at the end stages of this. Either they are, or you were there through this whole transition and we're just looking back in that time. They could be much further down the road at this point. And then we've got Temperance. You really helped them to, and this can speak to a relationship. Temperance is card number 14, so it comes after death, reiterating or confirming that you were there at this time after death energy, after something fell away, after something crumbled for them, that was very painful, that was very deep, that was very pervasive in their lives. And they're so grateful to you for this. I want to pull some cards to see how they see you. Give me a card to how the person that my pile number 1's impacted. A card for how their person sees them. One card, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, wow. Right to know, go beyond attachments, divine alignment. And I'm seeing this as a crown of peacock and also a heart. I'm seeing the heart go to a path to the throat chakra. So you showed them, like they see you as somebody who is divinely gifted, who is an earth angel, somebody who leads with the heart, who's very compassionate, who cared so much about them. This card is also giving me very strong Kuan Yin energy. The peacock is always is an indicator for me of Kuan Yin energy, and Kuan Yin is the goddess of compassion. So they see you as somebody very, very compassionate, very, very truthful, a guiding light in darkness for them. Even her face is heart-shaped. I feel like I'm seeing a countenance of beauty. The way you looked at them, you saw beauty in them, and they felt your loving energy. That you helped them find a path. You helped them give their heart a voice, is what I'm seeing with this. And you helped them, the blue around here is giving me truth. You helped them express the truth of their hearts, first and foremost to themselves, because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. And that's speaking to the Temperance card. I was reading something this morning where it was said, and came from Goddess Machandi, and she said that, what was it? Emotional bartering is worse than deceit. And that's speaking to me of false light. Going through the stages of grief, letting things go, surrendering to what is so important, because otherwise we get stuck. And I feel like you really helped this person to become free by just being you and being there with them during this really tumultuous time. So I'm going to leave it there, pile number 1. I hope you feel called to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I'm sending you so many blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. You picked the clear quartz, raw clear quartz crystal that's formed in the shape of a sailboat. And I'm noticing that the sun is shining directly on Ganesh here. I love that. Who have you impacted most this incarnation, or so far? So first we've got healing. Beautiful. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by conscious using information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. Heart chakra energy, but at the center you've got all this, you've got the yellows and the pinks and the blues and the white, gorgeous, just this rainbow at the center of the heart. Ilba the retriever. And then I picked 2 cards, one for you and one for your person that you have on your mind, or that wants to come through. You might even not even be aware of who is the person that you've impacted the most. So for you, we've got lizard spirit. I thought it was a grasshopper for a second. Lizard spirit, dream the world into being. Gorgeous. And I'm noticing that the 2 and the 9 gives an 11, and that the 3 and the 8 gives an 11. And 11 is a very auspicious number. And then 16, we've got the coyote spirit, trust in divine tours. Beautiful. This person, you have helped them have a heart chakra awakening, a heart healing, a heart opening. Dream the world into being. Lizard spirit is significant of entering the dream time. The dream time, it's reminding me of Edison. He used to sit in a rocking chair and he would get his ideas by holding, I think it was something like a ball or a stone in his hand, and when he would nod off, that would wake him up and it would jerk him awake. But it was in that dream time, that in-between time, that he would get a lot of his ideas. So you may have helped support this person bring the ideas of their heart, dreams of their heart, to bring it to the light. Ilba the retriever, he hides the keys. He holds, while we're not able to look at them or while we're distracted, Ilba the retriever holds our dreams. And sometimes we've put them away because we don't believe that we have the time, the talent, the resources to bring them forth. Or maybe we feel like we're not worthy of them. And he will be a light, hide our keys, but then he'll send us on a hunt to reawaken to the keys. And the keys is sticking out to me being very significant, as the keys are not always something to go in and unlock. It's not so literal. Sometimes I'm seeing, what do you call it? A scavenger hunt. He might send you on a scavenger hunt to find the key to unlock your dreams, the dreams of your heart. Really nice. And divine detours is reminding me of this scavenger hunt. And your person, they've got this, look at this beautiful golden adornment over their third eye and at their crown chakra. Like whatever, and they're adorned with feathers also, which is very shamanic, I want to say, very earthy. So in a way, you've helped them be able to have faith in their dreams, to dare to dream is what I want to say. Dare to dream again, and dare to put energy and effort, because this is really reminding me of earth energy, of root chakra, sacral chakra, and being able to put energy into those dreams without attachment, I want to say, without being focused. Oh, wow. The first tarot card that came out is the Muse of Materials, which is the King of Pentacles. So that speaks to being able to, I hate the word ground, I'm sorry. I don't know why. I think because it's used in such ways that are just not clear. Be able to kind of birth those dreams and see them take off and blossom. A king is at the top of their game. They're not only able to like have ideas, but they're able to take the time to strategize, to build them, to nurture them, to watch them grow, to evolve. to evolve them into something that has structure and legacy. Kings have legacy and leadership. You may have been a leader in their life. We've got the Magician. Oh my goodness. Speaking of dreams, that's the manifestation card. Ace of Inspiration, which is the Ace of Wands. Knight of Materials, slowest knight in the deck. However, it's that baby steps. I used to have a teacher who used to say baby steps will get you all the way up Mount Everest if you keep taking them. Page of Materials. Wow, a lot of earth energy here. Eight of Wands. This came out in the same position in pile number 1 as well, which is kind of interesting. High Priestess. And the Chariot. So I feel like this person that you impacted, they could have either had their heart chakra shut down, or maybe they had experienced some sort of heartache that shut their heart down, or maybe they just went from one level of heartfelt living to just a ginormous heart expansion. In fact, seeing the Muse of Materials, this could be someone you're in close contact with, somebody that you partnered with. So it could be a spouse, it could be a child, it could be a business partner that you built something with. And you were able to inspire them and work with them and grow with them and bring their ideas to life, and maybe partnering with you. Also having the horse is giving me, in the Knight of Materials, it's giving me freedom. And again, we have this heart chakra energy here. And I'm feeling that idea that, you know, if you knew it was going to work out, you wouldn't get your knickers in a knot about it, for want of a better word. You would be able to savor each step. And I used to take a dance class, and my my dance teacher used to say that dance is what happens in between the steps. So you were able to be present on the journey with them. The page is suggesting that there was a time when it was, whatever this was, whether it be a relationship, a business, an idea, that you either partnered with them, or that you mentored them in, or that you were there while they grew it themselves. Take what resonates. But at one stage it was youthful, it had lots of potential, and it hadn't quite grown. But then we have the Eight of Inspiration, which is just, look at how, you know, I'm seeing the progression forward is just really on it. We've got it's looking like Mars to me here, which makes sense with Wands energy. Mars energy is about the body, so bringing it forward and passion. And we have black and white here, and she's in her heels. Like there's something really like direct, and I'm seeing arrows shooting forward actually. And then we have the High Priestess, which is also reminding me that this is not something, no matter what it is, something that you want to bring into fruition. If you partner with a higher source, once you partner with that higher source, then there's no stopping you. The motion forward, like the Ace of Inspiration is the only card really kind of looking that way of the minor arcana, and that's in that contemplative state. We've got the heart chakra energy like repeated here as well. Also, the lizard spirit is green. You have shown this person how to activate from a heart-centered place and to drive that forward. All the energy is going in this forward direction. And then we come to the Chariot, and the Chariot is card number 7. So the Chariot's after the Lovers. So again, that's signifying that maybe it could be a relationship. I mean, it could be a marriage. It could be a romantic relationship, or it could be something. It could be a different kind of relationship. But once you get to the chariot, in the traditional Rider-Waite, I'm seeing the canopy of stars over the charioteer. But in this case, look at all the horses. Like, I'm just seeing mastery of the charioteer and the solar plexus again. And then we've got the stars. She's got a star on her third eye. So working with you, learning from you, being guided from you, take it however it resonates. But you really helped this person to open up their heart and to turn that into something beautiful in their lives, whether that be a relationship, a project, or a business, or even their own soul's journey, to be honest. Whatever it was, somebody is really on fire because of you. And I'm hearing that song Wild Horses by the Rolling Stones. So there might be some messages in that for you. I watched you suffer a dull aching pain. Now you've decided to show me again. So it could have been, that's saying to me, a big heartbreak that shut them down, that you came in and helped them to navigate out of. Release old identities, magnificence realized. You really helped them to realize, to uncover, to mine the treasure of their heart. One card for how they see, and this is reminding me of a guide, mystic. She's got a staff, and we've got the ancient site there, shamanic. She's got this beautiful cloak. She's got the sacred imagery on her forehead. And we've got elven ones. I feel like this person really sees you as a gift from the divine. Someone who's very divine. I was getting elven qualities from this already, but then we've got elven ones. Divine creation, code, starburn, architects, devas, sacred geometry. I feel like they feel like you've really activated them, and that's what you do in life. That you activate people, that you help people see what is there already and help them navigate through the darkness and turn that into something, to alchemize that and to turn it into something beautiful. I'm going to leave it there, pile number 2. Thank you very much for stopping by. I do hope that you will feel called to subscribe if you like the messages, and I do hope to see you at another reading. So take care. Bye-bye. Pile number 3. You chose this howlite, which we'll put up there with your number 3. So first up, we're asking, whose life have you really impacted so far this lifetime? The most significant, because I'm sure you've impacted very many people. Change. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Solace. Ooh, 1213. This is one of the Singers cards from the Oracle deck, the Fairy Oracle deck by Brian Froud. And the Singers are from a realm outside, let's say 3D fairy realm. They're just more raw energy is the way I want to put it. Really gorgeous. And I'm getting Leo energy from this. Of course, it's fire energy. And that's giving me heart and solar, a star at the heart. Star heart is what it's saying to me. So I pulled 2 cards, one for you and one for them. For you, we've got Snake Spirit, time to heal. And that's reminding me of the caduceus. It's reminding me of it's actually reminding me of the Nagas as well. And snakes being the dualistic. We have the, you know, the serpent who's been kind of demonized and poisonous. We also have the other side of it, the healing snake, the caduceus, the duality of the snake. The higher vibration of the snake is healing. And then for your person, we've got whale spirit, trust the great mystery. Very interesting. And the Nagas were the dragons of the underworld, and they were very rich, and they were guardians of the rich. Interestingly, sunlight didn't get into the Nagas realm. However, it was still bright. It was as if sunlight did get in. So this is really, and Sola speaks to, it's reminding me of sun salutations actually. And so sun salutations, not only are they a prostration to the sun and a bhakti to the sun and an honoring of the sun and a worshipping of the sun, it's also a worshipping of an acknowledgement and a reverence of the solar energy within us, turning on our own light, which is interesting. So I feel like you may have really helped this person to recognize and to ignite their own inner sun, their own inner charge, their own inner being. And Leo is all about the self, being able to show the world who you are, playful, creativity, our own sun energy. And sun is reminding me now of the Garden of Eden. And before we split into, when we were one, before we split into male and female, when we were one, when we were holistic. And it's reminding me of the atoms. Why did the woman leave first? Why did Eve leave first? Because she was the satellite energy. Sun is the masculine energy. It's not about male and female. It's about masculine and feminine. And she is the electron to the photon. It's positive and negative charge is what I'm trying to say. That's what it's reminding me of. So everything orbits something. You taught this person to be centered, to turn on their own, to turn on their own sun energy, to dial it up, to radiate, to shine bright. Shine bright like a diamond. You may have also taught them, you could have taught them about, I'm getting Lemuria, water planets, Mintaka. So maybe you open them up to knowledge that they didn't know about before as well, that actually set them alight and set them on a path to change. Help them to heal past karmas, help them to heal family karmas, help them to heal trauma of this lifetime potentially. 5 of Wands. Page of Cups. 9 of Coins. 6 of Coins. The Sun, wow, under Solas. 4 of Cups, 5 of Swords, and 9 of Cups. I'm feeling like the competition and the combativeness that I'm getting here for this person, I'm getting very strongly that it was internal. So you helped them at a time when they were really maybe trying to navigate out of old patterns of thinking or change their lives or move in a direction that didn't suit them. Maybe they were born into a family that said you should be like this, but they didn't, it just wasn't their nature. It wasn't their nature, and it didn't work for them. Square peg in a round hole energy, black sheep of the family energy. And maybe they got trained into and also calcified into living a life that actually created a lot of internal conflict for them. And of course, we know as within, so without, as above, so below, as with the universe, so with the soul. If you have this internal conflict going on, it's very possible and in some shape or form, it shows up in your outer world also. So maybe they went down a career path, for example, that they would not have chosen had they been more dialed into, their own nature. Maybe they, got into relationships as an adult that they wouldn't have gotten into if they had been more tuned into their own nature. You gave them you helped them find the strength to change that which they needed to change. And of course, the one thing that's constant in life is that change is constant. What's another word for change? Growth, evolution, that's spiraling up. Devolution, that's spiraling down. So you help them change in a direction that is in harmony, more aligned with with natural law, with spiritual teaching. It's only here on earth where we have opposite day, where we're like, no, excuse me, divine, move out of the way. I know what's best. We're like the Karen of the cosmos. And then you've got Page of Cups energy. So you were with this person when, they were coming to this stage of their own beingness where they were a page, where they were not fully formed. They were coming out of maybe some established thinking patterns, calcified way of being, lifestyle, or maybe even they were young. It could be a child. You could have really helped somebody to at a young stage of their life as they were entering, more adulthood. Because at the page, it needs nurturing and containment, and but it's full of potential. And you were there for that transition away from all this conflict into this openness. And I'm seeing follow the white rabbit. So you might have been the white rabbit for them. And I'm also noticing the cord here in the rabbit's mouth. So you might have helped them cut some cords from potentially karmic contracts. Maybe you had a karmic contract with this person to lead them in a direction that helps them move more in harmony with natural law. And then the Nine of Coins, that is typically somebody who's independent and who has built a lot and is very stable in the world. So having that, and it doesn't necessarily have to be monetarily stable. It could be some foundation, but also stable in their health. Like maybe this was very unhealthy for them because we've been talking about time to heal. Like they might have been allergic to their lifestyle or their life. And you helped them turn that around and move in a different direction. Then we've got the Six of Coins. And the Six of Coins is that reciprocity. So in the past, maybe they were constantly in Five of Wands energy because they might have been around competitive people rather than, and being in competitive dynamics rather than being in a dynamic that was more reciprocal. And then we've got Sun on Sun. They stepped into who they were more by virtue of your connection, by virtue of learning from you, by virtue of interacting with you, by virtue of being activated by you, inspired by you, and watching how you show up in the world and showing them a different way, leading by example. And then you've got the Four of Cups here, which can sometimes signify boredom or I don't want to say despondency, but boredom, like in the traditional Rider-Waite, you see that person sitting under the tree and Spirit's offering them the cup and they're just looking at the three cups that we have. But here we've got these beautiful ornate cups. We've got the peacock, and then we've got this bird who's singing here behind him. So I'm feeling like there's energy and there's life in this Four of Cups. There's also, like, he's very adorned this figure is very adorned themselves. So I feel like you help them to bring light and life to maybe the early stages and the mundanity of building something new, like helping them to be able to be able to smell the roses, be able to see the beauty in the moment, and just being present with them at that time and singing your song. And I'm hearing the song Three Little Birds now, and helping them to turn their back on situations that were not serving them, thinking patterns that were not serving them. And you can see she's here crying on the ground as she's weeping. And grief is a very important element of letting something go. And it's not somewhere that we want to stay, but it's not something we want to bypass, because the flesh is weak, but the spirit is strong. And we live in human bodies. We live in flesh. So we have to process those emotions. We have to process those, alchemize, metabolize those emotions that show up in our body so that we are free. And I'm really taken to this bird that's like heading up towards the heavens. And Five of Swords is often I'm seeing in the traditional Rider-Waite, there's also somebody weeping in the card, but sometimes after you have, let's say, the Three of Swords, where there might be an ending of something, and there could even be some betrayal in there. And it could be self-betrayal, like, why didn't I step into who I was before? Then we go into some time of healing straight afterwards. But then, with the Five of Swords, there can be instability, but there could be also a recognition of what we have left behind, what we've had to grieve, what we've had to move away from. And it can be, if it's not tempered, it can keep us stuck, and it can keep us in conflict internally, or in mental conflict, and we don't want to do that. And there's the danger of, if we stay in these mentally conflicting spaces, that we might re-engage in old patterns rather than changing what we need to change to move forward. And then you end up with the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. And this is just such a beautiful, happy card. Look at the energy and the joy that's coming off of this card. Like, what could be more fulfilling and more enjoyable than being able to enjoy the day-to-day, being able to build a life that is in harmony with who you are at your essence, whatever that looks like. And we each have a different path to that. But what could be more fulfilling than being happy with who you are, accepting who you are, and by virtue of accepting who you are, recognizing who other people are and accepting that too. And really honoring, I'm really getting strongly like honoring free will. I want to pull a card on how this person sees you, pile number 2. Pile number 3, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Purity, unicorn. You are pure, open spiritual eyes. They see you as this magical, mythical creature. They didn't know someone like you could exist until they experienced you. And you have helped them to understand the power of being who you are, and the purity of being who you are. Standing in your own power, standing in your own grace, and just being honest and truthful and being connected to your own heart. Beautiful, beautiful energy, pile number 3. What a beautiful gift for someone to experience that through your connection. Such gorgeous energy. I'm going to leave it there. Ending on such a beautiful note. Pile number 3, I'm so happy that you stopped by. I would love it if you would consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. And I do hope to see you at another reading. So take care, my lovelies. Bye, bye, bye.